Been married for more than 20 years, but got involved at work with somebody. I'm kind of her supervisor, and she basically told me, without telling me, that she was interested.
So one of your employees said, hey, it makes me feel uncomfortable when you come by, and you were like, you know what, we should probably sleep together.
I should have replaced her. Yep, but I didn't.
What's going on? What's going on? This is John with the Dr. John Delony Show. Filming here in Nashville, Tennessee. Real people, not the robots. Real people taking real calls from people going through real challenges in the real world. I guess I'm just going to start saying that all the time. So only pushback for the robots is there is still a real world out here, and it's tough. It's tough. So pull up a seat, and we're going to figure out the next right move. If you want to be on the show, go to johndelony.com/ask, A-S-K. Let's go out to Indianapolis. I was just there yesterday. And let's talk to Alan. What's up, Alan?
Hey, Dr. John.
What's up, brother?
Oh, hey. Great to talk to you. Been listening to your show for maybe close to a year now.
Very cool, man. Thanks for calling. What's up?
Yeah, well, judging by past calls, got a lot of emotions around my problem. Been married for more than 20 years. We experienced normal marriage problems like most people, but got involved at work with somebody, a coworker, and have had a very difficult time dealing with those emotions, making probably negative emotional decisions, and that's drawn me away from being the best husband and father, and I don't like it.
Tell me about the involvement. How long you've been? Are you having an affair? You're just like the attention from somebody?
Well,
have you been sleeping with this person?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
For how long?
So it started out several years ago. It's been like 8 years now.
8? So the better part of a decade.
Almost, yeah.
Okay, so you've been having this affair with this other person for almost as long as halfway, as long as like 50% of your marriage. You've had somebody else.
Yeah, not quite, but yeah.
Okay, how can I help you?
So I've been talking to a therapist on the side for about 3 months, and I don't want to go through divorce. Never planned this.
Bro, hold on. This isn't a one-night stand. This is an 8-year-long sexual and emotional affair. You're talking about this like it just happened, like you're on a work trip and you had too many drinks and it happened. Help me with this.
Yep. Well, it definitely happened. So we were working together for a while and a couple of years before anything transpired. And she kind of like expressed to me, we were actually the times when I came by the desk, like I couldn't do that. I couldn't come in, and I'm kind of her supervisor, and when I'd come and look at stuff, she got physically changed, I guess, warm and flustered. Maybe it's love, whatever the feeling is. And she basically told me, without telling me, that she was interested. It's like, I can't handle it when you come by. And
so one of your employees 8 years ago said, hey, it makes me feel uncomfortable when you come by.
I should have replaced her. Yep.
And you were like, you know what? We should probably sleep together.
No.
Or we should go out for coffee, or I have feelings for you too, or whatever happened.
Yes.
All right, but even the way you're telling that story, it's like it happened like 2 weeks ago.
Right.
So why are you still married?
That's the question I've wrestled with. So like, I've been unhappy. And the large majority was probably just the butting heads at home and what I felt was lack of respect at home and kind of like when we had kids, they became the priority, and I was thrown aside. Not entirely, but the feelings were lack of respect and arguing with me about parenting in front of our kids. And so the kids start to argue with the parents, and suddenly I look like a bad guy or the wrong guy, and we were not on the same page. And we tried to counsel around this same time that happened, finding out your different value systems. And we started counseling back then. She had suspected, just because we work in a smaller office, so she kind of like said, I bet you look at her and want to boom. And I'm like, no, never. That hadn't crossed my mind before. Until she said that. And then.
Oh, you're gonna blame your wife for this too?
No. I'm not trying. I guess there's that potential in any situation. I'm not saying she's wrong for thinking that. But I was shocked when she had said that, because that's not at all how I felt. I always guarded my thoughts. I always tried to submit those to Christ and have, not have to deal with that.
Okay.
But okay.
But you're there. You're here.
We're there, and it's
hold on. I can't help but feel there's a disassociation from reality. Okay? I don't know a marriage, none, zero. I don't know a marriage that when kids start coming along, that there's not tension.
Mm-hmm.
And that there is a need to figure out a new way to communicate. New values emerge that we didn't even know we had. This is a big deal to me. This is not a big deal to me. And that's par and course for marriage. Is par and course for having kids. And I applaud y'all for going to therapy, for counseling, try to figure out a new way. So I'll take your word for it. That your wife just said, I don't care what you feel. I don't care what you think. I'm going to treat you like crap. I'm going to not care about you at all, which, by the way, I don't believe, but I'm going to take your full word for that. I'm going to treat you like crap, husband. I'm not going to care about you. I'm not going to respect you. I'm not going to love you. I'm just going to care about these kids. And still, you chose to sleep with one of your employees for the better part of 10 years. You have agency. You've always had agency. And so we're here now on this call. Tell me about how I can help you with the call. Are you wrestling with staying in your marriage? Are you wrestling with, like, how can I help you, man?
Well, there's a lot of naturally of potential shame. I don't want to drag through a divorce, and my kids are super important. It's super important for me to be there with them in the mornings, taking them to school, and
I know, but you should have been through that 8 years ago, dude. Here's the deal: you've burned your house down, and you're trying to tell me, like, I want to keep the upstairs, and I want to keep the couches. All of that is gone now. It's over.
Mm-hmm.
The question is, how long are you going to live a life where you can't even look yourself in the mirror?
Right.
Because I hear that on you, dude. I hear it. I'm trying to be compassionate. I hear it.
So I've driven myself to this point, and the heaviness is just overwhelming.
Why now? What got you here? Are you about to be found out? Are you like,
no?
Why here?
No,
why now? By the way, your wife knows. She 100% knows. You don't think so?
I don't. seemingly not, but I mean, maybe she does. I've heard you tell that to other people as well, and I'm just trying to minimize destruction.
It's gone. It's already gone. It's gone, brother.
Okay.
It's gone. It's gone. That's the fantasy part of this, that you are in control of this. You're not.
Right. We're not.
It's gone. The only thing you can do now is the next right thing, which is to, for the first time in a long time, be a person of 100% integrity. What's the next right move?
Stopping what I'm doing.
Okay. And by the way, that will come with multiple lines of consequences. It may end in the loss of your business. It may end in a lawsuit at work. It may end in loss of your marriage. It may end in all of it. And that won't make it not the right thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see a way where these planes land. And I know you've been trying to air traffic control them all, dude. They're going to crash. I'm telling you, man. I've just been doing this too long.
Mm-hmm. That's what I feel.
Aren't you tired?
Know that ultimate end.
Aren't you tired?
Yeah. Yeah. It was amazing and exciting as it's happening, and then you just realize what you just said. It's going to crash, and I'm not trying to be a bad person, and if things don't change, I guess, and I number one, I'm okay with ending it and moving on. But then, what about my marriage? Is it too long gone? Did people recover
listen,
from
brother?
Kind of things?
I'll say it one more time. The marriage you have is over. The best shot you have, if you want to keep that charade going, is to exhale and to put everything on the table. And maybe your wife will choose to rebuild something new with you. But your marriage hasn't been what you project to the world for 10 years. And by the way, it started falling apart before you started sleeping with one of your employees.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. Yep.
Who is this? Tell me about this woman who's gone 8 years being the other woman. Is she content in that role? Has she been asking you to leave your wife for years? Like, even that arrangement is strange.
She's married too, and unhappy. And so talking about those things is what led to this. And of course,
so there's two families that are going to be blown up over this.
Right. And that's what I've been telling her and trying to basically get out without hurting. You can't get out without hurting people. But why hasn't she, my therapist has said the same thing. Why hasn't she left her marriage? Because she's, for whatever reason, either just waiting on you or she's not serious. Like, she's not seriously in love. It's not love. It's something else.
Trying to get in her head and decide why she's doing what she's doing is a waste of your time and energy.
Mm-hmm.
Building a life with somebody who also lacks that much integrity is a fool's errand. It feels to me like the right thing to do is not for you to go fire somebody, but for you to leave. And you to say, I'm starting over. Because I've burned this whole thing to the ground. How are any of your other employees going to trust you? How are your customers going to trust you? If you can keep an ongoing deception for 8 years from the person you said till death do us part, no customers can trust. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't get that you get the depth of the mess you're in. Or maybe you do, and it's just saying it out loud is so scary.
Totally.
So what does it look like? What's your next move?
I don't know. That's why I'm calling.
What's your counselor been telling you? What have you been seeing a counselor for depression or anxiety? Have you been seeing a counselor for
Nope.
what to do?
This. Yep. He said as quickly as I can end it to do it if it's next Monday. That's.
And you've been seeing this person for multiple months, you said?
Mm-hmm.
So why
3.
you haven't taken that professional's advice that you're paying? Why are you going to take mine? I'm just some Yahoo on the internets, man. Like, I think you need to have a conversation with your wife today. And at some point, I don't think you fire that person or you separate from that person. I think you leave your job. I think you got to close up shop. I don't know what your profession is, and if you're a boss or if you're just a mid-level manager, I don't know the arrangement, what you got. But I think the integrous thing is for you to leave. You've been in a power position over this employee for 8 years. That's not going to read well in the deposition, my brother. Not to mention her feeling man, what am I supposed to do? Lose my job too?
Right.
Forget the legal side of it. Just like when your boss says, hey, you want to come over? Like, are you going to meet at a hotel or whatever? Those text messages in black and white don't read well, man. You go with what your therapist said. He's been working with you for months now. I think the first conversation begins with your wife. Or the first conversation begins with you submitting your resignation for wherever it is you work. And you going home and telling your wife, here we go. Here's everything. And she may get on the phone and call this other woman's husband. She may march down to, who knows? You can't control what happens next. And I think this illusion of control and you balancing all these spinning plates, it's made you have to detach from reality, from the amount of pain you're about to go through, and more importantly, the amount of pain you put so many other people through by your choices and your actions. And the other employees in this office, the customers that you serve, everybody. But the only person you can control right now is you. And doing the next right, integrous thing. That's my call for you, brother. And I won't give up on you. I'll be here if you want to call me back after it all goes down. I'll love to take that call, and I'll sit here with you. It's your move, man. It's your move. We come back. A man asks how to be supportive of his wife when they just can't agree. All right, I've been telling you about Cozy Earth's bamboo sheets and their pajamas and their towel sets for a long time now. They give you that kind of comfort that makes coming home from a long day out in the wild or a long day at a chaotic workplace a reason to exhale and celebrate. And now as the weather's getting cooler, Cozy Earth is introducing soft wash cotton sheets. I love them. And I love sleeping on cotton sheets in the fall and the winter. Amazing cotton sheets give you that perfect broken-in feel that your favorite t-shirt gives you after years of wear. But Cozy Earth's new cotton sheets feel this way right out of the package. They're breathable, cozy, and they make you feel at home like you've had them for years, but in the best kind of way. And listen, as always, Cozy Earth's new soft wash cotton sheets come with a 100-night sleep trial. Try them out, and if you don't love them, you can return them hassle-free. Trust me, you're not going to want to. You owe it to yourself to try out Cozy Earth's new soft wash cotton sheets. I can't tell you, they're amazing. They're amazing. Go to CozyEarth.com/Delony. And because Cozy feels even better with a surprise, when you spend $250 and you use code Delony, they're going to hook you up with a free jogger set with your order. By the way, their jogger sets are awesome. That's Cozy, C-O-Z-Y, CozyEarth.com/Delony and code Delony for a free jogger set. Home isn't just where you live, it's also how you feel. Let's go home with Cozy Earth. All right, let's go out to Charleston, West Virginia, and talk to Chase. What up, Chase?
Hi, how you doing, Dr. Don?
I'm good, brother. How are you, man?
Oh, doing good.
What's up?
I appreciate you taking my call. I was calling, so my wife and I, we've been married for 7 years now. And we got 3 kids. We got 5, 3, and one he's not even 1 yet. And in the last couple of years, the kind of the way that we've looked at parenting has changed a little bit. We were raised in, kind of different households. Her household was split. Mine was together, but, I was kind of raised with more with a heavy hand, and she, her parents really didn't, which she wasn't a bad kid or anything like that, but, she didn't really get punished all that much. So our oldest 2 boys all 3 of the kids are boys. They have started kind of pushing her in a level that, they're definitely pushing their boundaries with her.
Hold on. They're 5?
5, 3, and so the 3 and the 5-year-old.
Okay, so I want to change your language right out of the gate, okay, to make sure we're on the same page.
Okay. Yeah.
5 and 3-year-olds don't, unless they have like psychiatric disorders. 5 and 3-year-old boys are usually just fully 5 and 3-year-old boys. Okay.
What do you mean when you say fully?
I mean, when you say these boys have just started pushing her buttons,
mm-hmm.
as though they're in the wrong. 5 and 3-year-olds are just 5 and 3-year-olds.
Yeah.
And it's the adults' jobs to not allow 5 and 3-year-olds to push their buttons. You get what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I hear you.
And that's got a lot of implications. And I know it's a heavy statement I'm making, but I never want to blame a 5 and a 3-year-old for being 5 and 3.
Well, and that kind of comes to the crux of the issue.
Okay.
Like I said, I was raised with a heavy hand, and I always, was kind of worried that I'd be.
Did you get hit a lot?
The one that would. I don't want to talk bad about my parents. It wasn't hit, but it was, Southern kind of, grab the switch and, pull down your britches
and hit you.
But
pull your bare butt out and embarrass you.
Yeah. But it wasn't anything that I would consider. It wasn't abuse by any means. But
I'll let that one go. Okay, keep going.
So it was I was trying to really be careful whenever I was, becoming dad, making sure I wasn't, whooping on my boys and giving them any kind of issues or nothing. My wife and I, we kind of saw the same things, and now she's, because she's at home with all 3 of them, which the 5-year-old's going to school now, so it ain't as bad.
Get right down to your question for me. What are y'all struggling with?
So she's punishing the boys in ways and manners I don't necessarily agree with.
Okay.
She doesn't want to listen to anything I have to say because she's the one that's at home with them.
Okay.
But she's at kind of a real vulnerable state right now. So I don't want to, I want to encourage her and be supportive of her, but I don't know how to do that,
awesome.
Without, crushing her spirit and telling her, you ain't doing it right.
Gotcha. Awesome.
Because it's my first, I guess take my 3rd time, but I don't know what I'm doing either.
Right. None of us do, man. None of us do. Hey, can I tell you I appreciate the call?
Yeah.
And I appreciate you seeing your wife struggling and wanting to love her best you can.
Yep.
And at the same time, I appreciate you being a dad who wants to protect his kids and to love and honor his kids in a different way than you were treated. Okay. I think all of that is noble, and I'm proud of you. Okay. That tells me you're a good dad and a good husband. Okay. Good on you. There's a couple of hard truths here, but I'll just jump right directly into the middle of them. Okay.
All right.
Hard truth number one is your wife has to have a circle of women in her life, of people in her life, that is not 5 and 3 and 1, and that affirms her and that listens to her and communicates with her and gives her a full picture of a full life.
Mm-hmm.
The picture you're painting me right now is an exhausted, fried, stuck-at-home woman who's dealing with both postpartum and a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old and the who am I, and I want to be a mom, and I want to be a stay-at-home mom, and my family broke up, so my family's not going to break up. And it just that comes out as people snap.
Mm-hmm.
That's when adults find themselves yelling at 5-year-olds and 3-year-olds, right? Or banging the walls, or hitting kids, or what? Like you feel this thing coming out of you.
Oh yeah.
Right? Am I onto something?
Oh yeah. No,
Okay.
You hit the nail on the head.
So you can create space for her to do that. She's going to have to choose that.
Yeah.
How do you create space? It begins very small with, how can I love you today? I don't know. Why don't you? No. How can I love you today? And this is you, Chase, coming home from a full, tiring, exhausting day of work. And still walking in the door and being plugged in as you can and collapsing on the bed. This won't be forever. This will be for a couple of years. This is the season. It's winter. You got to wear a coat right now.
Yeah.
Right? And that looks like, how can I love you? That looks like calling your mom or a friend or a neighbor to come over a couple of times a week.
Mm-hmm.
It also looks like saying, we're not going to treat the boys like this. You're not here. I'm just putting my foot down. We're not going to beat up on these kids. Period.
Yeah.
So it's both and. If you don't protect your kids, and I'm intentionally not asking you specific questions, okay? I want you to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't protect your kids from whoever, it's wrong.
Yeah.
And there is a way you can protect your kids and honor your exhausted, fried, completely spun out wife, lonely wife too, at the same time. But she's going to have to, opt into some changes and be a part of it. And you can't make her do that, but you can protect those kids.
Yeah.
And I know this is uncomfortable. Fair?
Yeah, it is. But I want to do right by all of them. I don't want it to put no blame on one person or another. It's
Well, if somebody's hurting kids, there's blame to be put.
Well, and when I say hurting, I don't mean nothing like abusive or nothing like that.
Okay.
I don't mean to insinuate. I don't mean to insinuate that by any means.
Okay. So have you tried this? Have you tried this?
Mm-hmm.
You calling around and getting a babysitter, even if y'all can't afford it, you figure it out. Just figure it out. And y'all go away for a 2 or 3 hour long breakfast at a local diner.
It's a small thing, but she doesn't really feel comfortable leaving the kids with nobody. So that's where it's like, it kind of limits my options on what I can do to kind of, it's either, I'll watch them and, cause I'll do it like once a week and, she'll kind of get out and do whatever.
that to me is a flag in and of itself. That she is so closely identified, that she is so closely identified her well-being. Mm-hmm. It becomes codependent.
Yeah.
I need my kids to be okay. I need to have hawk eyes on these kids so that I can be okay, which in a weird way means she's using those kids for her own well-being. And kids can't carry that weight.
Yeah.
And so that becomes a hard conversation to say, I know that you love our kids and I know that you struggle with the anxiousness of letting somebody else watch them. And there will not be peace in this house if you can't disengage. And so we're going to practice. And sometimes that's hiring somebody to come over, or mom or grandparent or somebody to come over for 10 minutes and go for a walk and then come back. And the next week it's 15 minutes. And the next week we're going to go get breakfast and then come right back. It becomes a practice.
Yeah.
But if somebody can't disengage with 3 little ones, and yet the lack of disengagement from those 3 little ones is making them insane, somebody who loves her has to get in the middle of that and say, hey, look, will she go see a counselor with you?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Well, we hadn't done it, but I think she would.
Okay.
But again, it'd kind of be the same thing as we'd have to have someone watch the kids.
Great.
And I don't. But I may have to just kind of tell her, try and be nice about it. But
here's the way I would say
tell
it.
her.
I love you. Have I ever lied to you? Hopefully the answer is no. I have booked us an appointment with a local counselor, and I have made arrangements, and I know you don't want to go, and I'm asking you to come with me. I'm not okay, and I want you to be okay, and I want us to be okay. If you go to her and say, you're acting crazy, you're not right, and so I made us an appointment, she's not going to go. But just maybe if you say, I need to go see somebody so that I can better love you and I can be a better dad for these 3 kids, but I can't do this by myself, will you come with me? She may come with you.
Yeah.
Okay? But that means you get the babysitter and you make the first counseling appointment.
Mm-hmm.
Or better yet, I'm going to give you 3 months of my friends at BetterHelp for free so y'all can do couples counseling online. And you can put the kids in another room and y'all can talk on the computer screen together, okay? I think for you all, especially for her, she needs to be in the presence of somebody. I think that nervous system regulation will be helpful. But to get you started, I'll stay on the line here and I'll get you hooked up with 3 months for free with my friends at BetterHelp. But it's a both and thing, but constantly we're coming back to, how can I love you today? How can I love you today? Hang on the line. Also, I'm going to hook you up. I started that Together app, which is an app designed to get you off of your phone, actually, and back into your marriage with a daily practice. We only have it for Apple so far, so it's not in the Android store yet. We're working on it. But if you got an Apple phone, I'm going to hook you up with it. We'll get your email address and we'll get it sent over to you. It's a daily practice that you and your wife can do together. And both of you will have different assignments for that day, but it's designed to, through daily practices, bring peace back into your marriage and back into your household so that y'all can do the next right thing. She's lucky to have you, man, but it's going to take some investment and you're going to be tired. And it's going to take some investment, and you don't sound like you're a guy that's scared of hard work, so we're going to head right into the middle of this thing. You're going to get the babysitter. You're going to make the counseling appointment. You're going to tell her, I love you, and I want to be a better husband. I want to be a better dad. I need some support, and we're going to protect these kids. We're not screaming and yelling and scaring children. All of that, and it's a tall order. It means you got to learn some new skills, and I'm proud of you for stepping into it. Thanks for the call, my brother. Call anytime. And hey, if she wants to call too, if y'all both want to call, I'd love to have you both on. Next up, a woman asks if she should prioritize money management or her mental health. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. All right, here's the truth. I have great friends, I got a strong faith, and I have an amazing wife and a family. I'm also kind of a nerd, and I got 2 PhDs worth of information about how to be well and whole, right? And yet, there have been critically important times in my life, several of these times over the years, that I've had to go spend time with a great therapist, and that time with a therapist has made all the difference for me and my emotional health, my mental health, and my relationships. The right therapist can change everything. And this month, my friends at BetterHelp are shining the spotlight on the therapists. These are the people who truly make the world a better place. With over 30,000 therapists, BetterHelp is the largest online therapy provider on the planet. They've served over 5 million people globally, and they have over 1.7 million client reviews and an average rating of 4.9 out of 5. BetterHelp works. It's totally online, and it's easy to fit into your schedule. To get started, you just answer a few simple questions, and they're going to connect you with a licensed therapist who will fit you and your needs. If it's not the right fit, you can switch therapists at any time for no extra cost. This month, we celebrate the therapists who have helped millions take a step forward. And if you're ready to find the right therapist for you, BetterHelp can start you on that journey. Visit BetterHelp.com/Delony to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Delony. All right, let's go out to Springfield, Missouri and talk to Charity. What's up, Charity?
Hi, Dr. John.
What's up?
Honestly, I'm tired and I'm a bit overwhelmed, but I'm so grateful that I get to speak with you. You've been such an influence in my life the last 8 months. So
thanks for calling. I appreciate your trust. What's up?
So obviously, I've been through a journey with my mental health. Thank you for being a random podcast that I saw on YouTube one day. So I've been really realizing that my mental health has really been struggling these past few years, more so than ever. And I'm the breadwinner in my family, and I really took a step back this year, and took a step back from work, and my job in and of itself is extremely stressful as well.
What's your job?
I'm a critical care RN.
There we go. Trauma nurse. Hooray.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Yes.
What population? Everybody?
Everybody. I do neurotrauma, ICU, regular ICU, cardiovascular, intensive care. I do it all.
So for people listening, when you're a critical care nurse, not only are you dealing with people that are on the precipice of dying, you're also dealing with sobbing children, screaming wives, devastated husbands. You're dealing with all of that all at the same time.
Absolutely.
And that's an exhausting. You're dealing with egos of doctors. You're dealing with other nurses that are dropping off, sobbing in closets and coming out and wiping their mascara or it's just a mess.
Oh, yes. I've been one of those in that closet, wiping the mascara away many a time.
If I wore mascara, I would have been wiping mine off too. I've snuck off in those closets, and I'm not even a day-to-day nurse. So, phew.
Mm-hmm. And then real recently, as I've kind of been on this journey, ironically, my husband started the journey, and I thought in the beginning, I'm like, so I go babble, mumbo, jumbo, whatever. And he came to me, and he really, he's pouring his heart out to me, and he's really trying to better himself as well. So we're both really struggling with, I've got past trauma, and then also my stressful job. And then just through your show and just through me finding, that these things, my mental health is profoundly affecting my children as well. I've got 3 little ones, and they need to be my priority. But with that step back, we have fallen behind on our bills, so much so. We're behind on our mortgage again. And that is just, we're behind on our water bill. And I know, the four corners of your home, the 4 foundational walls. And if we can't even make those things happen, what do I do? Do I prioritize me so I can be better and I can be here for my children? Or do I go, or do I push through and I hustle and I get through, because I do have an opportunity to make more money at my job. It is a specialty. And there's always sick people and hours and everything. So I do have an opportunity to pick up. But the idea of me taking that time away from my kids who are semi in crisis right now. We just, ironically, after I got a phone call from your show that letting me know that I was going to be on, we were dealing with some hard truths that we found out about our 13-year-old daughter. Anyways.
Are you able to share?
Well, my daughter is struggling a little bit with some personal. We found out she had been self-harming. Okay. I'm not a terribly spiritual person, but one day she came home from school and I saw in her backpack. When I say my ears were like ringing, like tinnitus, like really, really ringing. And I went to my husband and I said, "Man, I think something's wrong with our daughter." I said, "Man, something's going on." And he said, "We really should respect her privacy. Like that was a big thing. Us respecting her privacy. She's a very capable young woman. At least we felt so." anyways, and long story short, I went with my gut. My ears were ringing loud with mama warning bells. So I sat down with my daughter. I pulled out the thing that I felt like she was hiding, and we talked for, I think it was like an hour. And long story short, I found in the notebook, there were notes from her friends stating, please don't. They were, I'm sorry.
You're good.
They were notes of her friends begging her not to kill herself, not to go. And I had no idea.
Yeah.
And so we went to, and again, because of your show, we got into crisis. We got into a crisis appointment the next morning.
Good.
We went and saw our pediatrician. We got her on some medication and everything. But how can I take time away from her when she's hurting? And may I just backtalk and speak and say that that's what I'm talking about. Whenever we went to the crisis appointment, that we found out that my husband and I's behavior and our lack of rein in, or us being adults, for matter of fact, letting our mental health run wild. And we just kind of felt like it didn't affect anybody but ourselves. But it really, really affected my daughter.
Yeah. So do me a huge favor.
Yes.
Take a deepest breath as you possibly can. Hold it for a count of 4, 3, 2, and blow it out with your mouth. And then pull your shoulders all the way down. Okay?
I do this every time you tell somebody to put their shoulders down. I find my shoulders are up.
I know. I could hear it. First and foremost, thank you for sharing that. Have you said that out loud about your daughter yet? Have you told anybody?
Well, my husband
Besides
and
him.
my therapist.
Besides your therapist, you pay your therapist.
My sisters. I do have my 2 sisters that I did let know.
So this might sound bananas. I don't hear somebody who's working too much.
Okay.
And I don't hear somebody, I won't go through the whole litany. Here's what I hear. I hear somebody who's out of hope.
Okay.
Because you have a switch. You could flip and go get everything right financially. And my gut tells me, by the way you just told the story, that your husband will burn through it in 2 months.
What do you mean by that?
It's easy to get yourself in a financial position when you have an on and off switch like you do professionally. And I just picked him randomly. Maybe he's a wonderful, great guy.
Oh, yes. He's the best person I know.
Okay, then I take back what I said.
Okay. I feel like the problem child in our marriage, to be honest.
Why? Tell me what makes you the problem child.
I just feel he's very kind and he is very patient. And
okay, but hold on. Is he making is he making enough money to help support the family?
He does work a full-time. He does work a full-time job. Yes, he does.
Okay.
It's just he's Monday through Friday. And I can work. I have that nice nurse schedule where I work my full week in 3 days.
Sure.
So I can pick up. I do have 4 other days off. But
you have 4 days to recover. So what about what is your total household income?
My total household
between his full-time job and you working 3 12s or 3 10s.
So I make. I'm so sorry. We bring home about $8,200 a month total.
So his full-time job does not make very much money, does it?
He makes about $3,800 a month take-home pay.
And as a trauma nurse, you bring home $5,000 a month, $60,000 a year.
Yeah, yes, and that is me working weekend option, which is an additional something extra an hour.
So what's your house payment a month?
It is. It's $2,900 a month.
So that's right on the edge there.
Yeah.
Do y'all have car payments? Were y'all struggling with this? Like, how much money do you owe if you put all your debts on a piece of paper?
Well, without my house payment, we owe $24,000, and that's credit card. That's like $8,000. That's almost $10,000 in credit card debt, and then all those odds and ends, braces, just like loan repay. We took what is that called? Retirement loans. Got to repay those things. Oh my gosh, we owe our Missouri and our federal income tax stuff. It's just crazy. But those payments are killing us. We didn't buy new cars. Our cars are on our last leg. We tried to do the Dave Ramsey thing a while back, and we were able to pay off our vehicles, and we never bought new ones. And we did pay off our cards, but we just keep filling them back up.
Well, it sounds like you're in the middle of what I would call the American nightmare right now, which is there's this life that we want to have, and we both have 2 jobs, and they're not world beater jobs, but they're good jobs, they're good stable jobs.
Mm-hmm.
And yet we just find ourselves slipping and slipping and slipping. And here's the cold, hard truth that nobody wants to talk about, okay? And we could talk about taxing billionaires, and we can talk about we can do all that. That doesn't help the average person, because the average person's drowning, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes. I've made more money now than I ever have in my entire life. And we are broker than I ever was with a newborn on food stamps with one job.
So here's the reality. You can spend less money, and or you can make more.
Okay.
The other option that people recoil at is you can get very strict with a budget.
Okay.
And say, for the first time, here is where every dollar is going to go. And if it's not there, then we eat at home. And if it's not there, because when I say you're out of hope, and I thought it was your husband, I'm glad to know that he's working his butt off, and I'm glad to know you got 3 kids, you said, or 2?
I have 3.
3, okay. So you got a lot going on, and you got a chaotic job. And I'll get with your job here in a second. I'm glad to know it's not, you don't have somebody in the house dragging everybody down, the 2 adults, okay? But also you walking around thinking that you're a burden to your family isn't true. It's just not honest. You're not a burden to your family. Listen to me. I don't care what it feels like. It's incorrect.
Okay.
Or at least go with me for right now that your feeling thermometer is off. It's not calibrated.
Okay.
Is that fair?
I can believe that for sure.
Your kids will not be better off without their mom in their life. Your patients and those families will not be better off without you. Your husband will not be better off without you. Okay?
Okay.
It's not a factual statement. But also, if you're going to go hit the switch and work really hard for 6 months and make an extra $2,000 a month, $12,000, and get halfway to that debt paid off, and your husband's going to come home and pick up some slack, some major slack after his job, and you come home and y'all just go out to eat that money away, you're out of hope.
Well, and I'm not entirely sure. It's not really that we eat. We are very good.
I made that up. But,
oh, okay. I was like, nah. I don't know why everything is just so. We are barely making ends meet. It's crazy.
Okay, but you bring home $96,000.
I know. Where does it go?
Right. And because you can't answer that question, we can say it's because of the eggs, it's because of the strawberries, or it's because of the. You don't
Right.
know. You don't know.
We're going to count for every dollar.
Every single one. And it's going to feel restrictive. Think of it this way. It's like if every football player who went out on the field got mad at the length of the field or the length of a timeout, or that if everyone just wanted to play by different rules, that game would not be fun. It would be very unsafe and everybody would get hurt and people would quit playing.
Yeah.
What a budget does is it establishes the rules of the game so that then within those rules you could do whatever you want. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes. You're establishing boundaries. You know what your limitations are, what you have to work with.
But it also gives you an amazing amount of freedom. It helps you traffic in reality. And when you say you're struggling with mental health, when you're struggling with emotional health, it's usually a detachment from reality. When your body is rooted in real life and your mind and your feelings and your relationships are rooted in other places or unrooted. They're untethered. You get what I'm saying?
Yes. When I'm home, I find myself just pacing around.
Yeah.
And I have an inability to do anything. It's just
spins and it spins and it spins. Yeah.
Yes. Yep. That's exactly.
Yeah. Have you ever sat down with a trauma counselor to talk about childhood stuff?
I have, since starting your show.
Okay.
I did go establish care with a counselor, and she's not a trauma counselor, but remember, I went from a state of this is silly to I guess I'll go see somebody. Good. At where my husband goes to see his therapist. Good. And she's been part of the reason I in a moment of desperation, I emailed you, was I asked my counselor this very question, like, what do I do? Do I prioritize my mental health or my financial health? And she looked at me and she said, girl, I don't know. And so that's when I sent you that email.
All right. So I want you to make a commitment to me.
Okay.
To never binary your choices. Okay?
Okay.
Most anxious people I know, and by the way, your anxiety sounds both personal and professional.
Oh.
Which then we try to solve with chaos. Okay. And then our children absorb that stuff and they can't carry the chaos. And it comes out in all kinds of different ways. It comes out in cutting. It comes out in using marijuana. It comes out in straight A's. It comes out all over the place with them trying to shoulder the weight of adult chaos.
Okay.
And so think of you telling your therapist, you don't have to re-up. You don't have to go back. It's a professional relationship, okay? But you looking there in Springfield and finding a trauma-informed therapist and say, I'm ready to deal with the hard stuff. Okay?
Okay.
And I'm telling you, this will give peace to great grandkids that you will never get to meet because you did this work. It's been the highest honor of my week to get to talk to you, Charity. Thank you so, so much for your call, for your bravery, for your honesty. Hang on the line. I'm going to send you a couple of things. First thing I'm going to send you is I'm going to send you Every Dollar, the premium app that will help you and your husband with your budgeting, okay? And husband, if you listen to this call, forgive me. I came after you at the beginning of this call. I was wrong. Usually it's the husband or one of the partners. It was neither of you guys. So accept my forgiveness there. I'm going to send you Every Dollar app for a year, the premium version. It will link with your bank. It will link with each other. And I want y'all to make an ironclad, till death do us part budget. We're going to know where every dollar is, and we're going to get to the bottom of how do we bring home $96,000, but we can't afford groceries. I'm going to be honest about that. And then we're going to be honest. I'm going to send you Financial Peace University, the course, the actual 9 lessons. It's a digital lessons. I want you to watch them as a family. All of y'all watch them, okay? And by the way, a balance between my mental health or my financial health, that stuff's too braided together. It's woven together. So as y'all begin to work on your financial health, you begin to feel more confident. You begin to develop a plan, and you'll have values that you share together over time that helps your mental and emotional health. Okay? It all works together. And sometimes you pause one for the other, etc. But we're going to work on that thing going together. Okay? I'm also going to send you 2 copies of my book, Building a Non-Anxious Life. I want you and your whole family to read that. And we're going to shift our household focus to how do we create peace here? Whew. And today you're going to call. You're going to make that call to a trauma-informed therapist in town and you say, I'm ready. Some hard stuff, and the healing's going to begin. I would say day 1, but you're already way past that. You're on it, Charity. I'm proud of you. You call me anytime. High honor. We'll be right back. All right, Kelly 2.0. Cool crap that happened. What's up?
Yes. So this
with the Kelly 1.0 in the shadows.
No pressure,
in
right?
The distant analog shadows.
So this comes from CJ in Pittsburgh. He says, this past weekend, I have the honor of marrying a friend and his wife. I took it upon myself to personalize the ceremony section, and during it, I challenged the couple to ask one another one simple question each day. How can I love you today? After the ceremony, I had multiple people of all ages ask where I came up with that question, and obviously I gave you all the credit, John.
That would have been so awesome if he was like, all me, dude. All me.
The great conversations that came from such a simple question were so amazing to be a part of. Thank you so much for inspiring so many couples of all ages to love each other.
That's awesome. And I'm not going to lie, when you first started reading this and he said, I married a couple friend this weekend, I was like, well, here we go. Here's yet another call. But he officiated the wedding. That's good. That's good. That would have been par for the course for this show. Awesome. Hey, everybody, keep loving each other. That's awesome. That's all I'm going to say. Love you guys. Bye.